Hey everybody, you know who it is, Naswalt. And today I'm going to be showing you all how to make a synth bass like what I used in my song Forgive You. The DAW we're going to be using today is Audio Tool. Sorry if I sound a little sick, it's like 100 degrees up here. This bass line that I have rolling here is really similar to what's in Forgive You, but like it's not completely the same because I didn't really bother to check. If any of you are wondering, this blue bar here is the loop tool. It's going to automatically set to 5 bars when you open up your workspace, but you can drag it around and go wherever you want with it for whatever you want to loop. Same goes for the MIDI bar down here, it's this red bar. You can drag it and make it go for however long you want. The little arrows there represent where the MIDI file is going to loop, and it's going to automatically give you a bar anytime that you drop in a new synthesizer. You can double click to add a new one. The synthesizer that we're going to be working with today is the pulversatizer. If you're curious on how to actually write notes, it's just like graphing out a piano piece with MIDI. You can actually get a MIDI controller and play it, or you can do like me and just click and add each individual note where you want it. You have this drop down bar right here where you can change the duration of it, or you can just drag the note however long you want it to. There's a snapping tool right here, you can turn it off if you want it in somewhere really specific.
I would not do that though.
If you want to change the BPM of the track, you just go right here. It's in this top left corner on the workspace. And you just click and type in whatever value you want. I'm going to do 106 because I fucked up on typing. Now that we know that our synth's going to play the right notes, let's get it out of this piece of crap setting. Because this sounds like garbage. So what we're going to do to the pulversatizer is we're going to turn on all 3 oscillators. What the oscillators are the different sound waves that the synthesizer can make all at the same time. We want to have all 3 on and slightly detune each of them about no more than 14% so that we can get a really thick and rich tone from it. I'm going to go ahead and drop each of these oscillations out to a different octave, and I'm going to start playing around with the actual wave that these are going to be generating. I got the choice between a sinal wave, a triangle wave, a sawtooth wave, and a square wave. I'm going to keep this first one at a sinal, get the next one a little bit above a sawtooth, and have the last one about a triangle wave, just because that sounds good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the frequency all the way down and keep the resonance somewhere close to 50. On the amount here, I'm going to get just kind of around 65. The amount is here on the filter envelope. That's actually how, when you hit the note, how it's going to interact with the frequencies. That's how we have it turned all the way down. So we have our attack, our decay, our sustain, and our release. Our attack is going to be how it approaches the peak of the frequency. Our decay is going to be how it slopes back down on it. Sustain is going to be where it stops. I'm going to keep that around 50%. And release is kind of going to be the trail out of the note. And so since this is going to be how it's just interacting with the frequency, I'm going to go ahead and take all the attack out, leave the decay all the way up. I'm going to leave the sustain around 50% in the ballpark, and just the very slightest amount of release, because I know that what we're going for is going to be just very percussive in how it hits, and it's just going to be that kind of that donk. Alright, and then on the actual amplifier envelope, we're just going to set everything pretty close to what we had on the filter envelope actually. Alright, and now we're going to turn on some pulse width modulation, and I'm going to set this just at a random interval, kind of slow, close to what a 1/4 would technically be right here. Alright, and now that we're modding the fuck out of that pulse width, we're going to go ahead and add some stereo to tune to this synth bass. And we're just going to slightly detune our stereo. I'm going to put this a little bit above on percentage, and I'm just gonna put it a little bit above 50 here. Alright, so now probably the biggest part comes up. You want to just listen to whatever you have in your workspace and mess around with particularly the sound waves and the amount and the resonance now. And really try and remember what every part of the synth is specifically doing, and just kind of toy around with it until you find something you like. Alright, you can see I changed up a few of the things here on the synth bass. I'm going to leave it on the screen so you can kind of just mimic some of that. I went ahead and added a little bit of reverb to it to give it some room presence. Kind of fleshed out the beat some to kind of show you the place of the synth bass a little bit. I'm just going to let this kind of play the video out. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you want me to make more or what you'd want me to make some more videos on. I plan on doing a series out of this. And here's how I end my videos.